Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we are going to be doing a review of the Tier 3 American aircraft carrier USS Lexington. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Langley. Lexington's not for another 2 tiers. Today I thought, I was going to come in and do a bunch of reviews of ships that, I guess old ships and ships that not a lot of people are going to be covering. We're going to start this off with the American carriers. And then we're going to move on to the American destroyers, the cruisers, the battleships, at least the ones that I have all the way up to Tier 7. And we're going to work our way over and see what happens, right? So, depending on how well this video does, we'll keep this going. So anyway, Langley. This was the first American aircraft carrier, believe it or not. This was actually a collier ship. She was a transport sort of collier ship. She transported coal around, and they decided to throw a flight deck on her, and she was the first ever American aircraft carrier. Pretty amazing. So, now obviously, since she is the first American aircraft carrier, she's not the best American aircraft carrier. Clearly, she's got some biplanes and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into it. Now, believe it or not, the last time that I did a video on the Langley was like 3 years ago when carriers first came out. So it has been a while, but nonetheless. The commander we're running is Ernst King. We've got Jerzy Swirsky and Dennis Boyd as inspirations. I put Jerzy Swirsky on as my inspiration because this guy helps me decrease my overall concealment of my carrier, so that helps me, not get spotted as easily. And I'm running Dennis Boyd as well. This guy decreases my air detectability of my carrier, so it's harder for enemy carrier planes to spot my carrier, basically. So this is a nice ability to have. More concealment, the better, right? For the base trait, we've got I Come Prepared, AA Guns firing range, plus 7.2%. No-fly zone. No-fly zone basically increases my AA Guns range, and it increases my damage as well. So, you could also put on swatting at flies, but I like to get the extra range as well, so we're just going to keep that for now. Obviously, it doesn't really matter, though, since Tier 3, this thing has, I don't think, any AA, so, yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, it does have some AA. Never mind. But it's pretty bad. Since it's Tier 3. So, either way, I don't think it really matters. Once you get to the higher tiers with the Ranger and, of course, the Lexington, the AA starts becoming, well, pretty dangerous. So we're running Emergency Power. This increases my aircraft cruise speed, plus 4%. We're running Out of Sight. This decreases my dive bomb my dive and skip bomber detectability by about 10%, so a full kilometer there. And this increases my bomber's HP overall by 15%. So my bombers are more tanky and they're more stealthy. That's the whole idea there. We're running Look at Me Now, C detectability range minus 3%, and fully packed. This gives me an extra consumable overall for all my consumables, and it decreases my consumable reload time. He's Legendary 3, rank 15 captain. Let's take a look at the upgrades in Loadout. I'm running Air Groups Mod 1. This increases my aircraft return speed plus 20%. And I'm running Air Groups Mod 2 as well. This increases my overall torpedo and bomber HP by 3%. So this just helps the planes out. And we're of course fully upgraded. We got the hull upgrade on as well. Moving on to the loadout, we have some squadrons here. We have a squadron of dive bombers, HE dive bombers, and we have a squadron of torpedo bombers. Let's first take a look at the dive bombers. So these are HE dive bombers, and they dive down, you drop bombs, and they do damage. That's the whole idea. The hit points currently on these HE dive bombers is 2,200 on my build, obviously. Maximum speed on my build currently is 139 knots. Attack unit size is 2. And attack per squadron is 6. So you have 2 attacks, and you have 6 planes in total. So you can get a total of 3 attacks off, 2 planes each, dropping a bomb, just 1 bomb, I believe. The detectability range for these HE dive bombers is 9 kilometers, and the maximum bomb damage is 9,950. That's, of course, if you get a Citadel hit. That maximum dive bomb damage is probably never ever going to be achieved unless you, of course, get a Citadel hit, which is very, very unlikely with an HE bomb. Moving over to the torpedo bombers. So these torpedo bombers have HP up to 1,800. So not the greatest HP in the world, but it's Tier 3, doesn't really matter as much. Maximum speed is 131 knots currently on my build. My attack unit size and the attack per squadron is the same as the dive bombers. You've got 2 planes that attack, and you've got 6 planes in total per squadron. So you got 6 planes flying out there, and you're dropping down with 2 of them at a time. Okay, so you get a grand total of about 3 attacks off. Each one of those planes as well drops 1 torpedo, so you can drop 2 torpedoes at once on 1 target, and then you just swing back around, drop another 2, and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. The detectability range for these torpedo bombers is 10 kilometers, and the maximum torpedo damage is 5,800. Taking into account, obviously, their ships do have better torpedo protection, so this will vary, this number. It'll probably be around 2,000 to 3,000 damage with those torpedoes. Now, you do have some engine cooling systems as well. These allow you, when you pop these, when you're using your engines, you can quickly cool them off so you can get back up to full speed and keep zooming around the map with your plane. So these are nice to have. And since we have fully packed, we get 3 of them. If we had fully packed off, we would only get 2 of them. So pretty important stuff there indeed. We're running standard damage control parties. We've got fighters as well. These fighters will deploy when your carrier gets spotted. So there you go. We are running the Fleet Pioneer flag along with the red, white, and blue camouflage. It looks pretty nice, very good. You know, nothing special there, but hey, it's American ship. I gotta run the red, white, and blue camo because I think that's all I had at the time. And nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, actually no, not nonetheless. I haven't even looked at the specs yet. What am I doing? Okay, the specs. So, survivability for this carrier. Not the greatest. It's, you know, it's a tier 3 aircraft carrier, but we do have 33,700 hit points. For the aircraft, we've already, you know, looked at the aircraft, mostly, so really nothing special there. But what we will look at here is the fire setting chances for the HE bombs. It's 43%. The aircraft restoration time is 55 seconds. The detectability range, we've already looked at that, and that's about it. So those are the dive bombers. Now moving on to the torpedo bombers. The torpedo range is 3.5 kilometers when you drop them into the water from the air. The torpedo speed is 44 knots. They're a little slow. I say a little. They are very slow. The maximum torpedo damage, we've already looked at that. The aircraft restoration time, 59 seconds. So there you go. That's the aircraft, at least the rest of the aircraft. We've already taken a look at most of what they're about in the Loadout tab. Now for the artillery. This ship does come with 4 127mm guns, and they have a 7-second reload. Yeah, yeah. The artillery is a meme. It's 4. The artillery rating of 4. So, yeah, you're really not going to be depending on those. If you're ever having to use your secondaries on a Langley, you have to be in a very bad situation. This thing does come with some AA. It comes with some 12.7mm Brownings and some 76.2mm flat cloud guns as well. So really, the AA is very bad. All right, not very good AA at all. The maneuverability, very bad. Remember, this was a collier ship. This was literally a transport collier coal ship. It has horrible speed, 18 knots. The turning circle's bad, 730 meters, and a rudder shift is bad, 9.2. Overall, your maneuverability is bad. You're slow, you're sluggish. It's literally a carrier. It's not supposed to be dodging and weaving and going around the map at 30 knots, right? Until you get to high tiers, it gets a little bit different there. And finally, in the specs tab for the concealment, 9.5 kilometers detection by sea, 6.8 kilometer detection by air, and 2 guaranteed, of course. So there you go. And now for the armor. The armor, you don't have any armor. This thing has no armor. It's, like I said, it's a transport ship that got converted to an aircraft carrier in, like, what, 1908, something like that, 1910? I don't know, 1911. It's somewhere in there. But it's the first ever American aircraft carrier. If you take away all that, there's the Citadel. The Citadel is very exposed. And believe it or not, high explosive can and will Citadel this carrier. So I've done it plenty of times when I'm in my seal clubbing tier 3 and tier 4 ships. Okay? Moving on to the overview. Actually, she entered service in 1922. It says right there. But anyways, let's read what Wargaming says about her. Tough aircraft, I guess. Slow aircraft, yeah. That's kind of how... Ooh, what was that? I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the whole American line for aircraft carriers. Is their aircraft are usually tough, but they're slow. Okay? Langley, the first U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. Langley was converted from a collier. See, I do know my stuff. She had low speed and was used as an an experimental ship for testing various technical innovations as well as for training Navy pilots. The carrier was equipped with secondary armament to repel attacks from enemy destroyers. Obviously, this was 1922 standards. In World of Warships Legends, I don't think your secondaries are going to be doing anything to a Wakataki or something that's going to rush you down. A Clemson, you're not going to be able to do anything to that thing. You're going to need to hit it with bombs and stuff, right? Anyway, she entered service in 1922, and there was one of them in the series. So just one Langley. Pretty interesting looking ship, to say the least. As you guys can see, I mean, her deck is literally on stilts. It's literally just bolted down to the ship. Pretty funny. But anyway, nonetheless, I will bring you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, over to the gameplay portion of today's video. I hope you all do enjoy it. Alrighty. So, here we are in the gameplay. I'm in the Langley. It's straight. It's a domination mode. I decided that we're going to do a live comms feature video today. I'm just here. I'm actually in the game right now, moving my camera around. We are, yeah, just going to play and see what happens. So, the first thing I'm going to launch off with is my dive bombers, and we're going to go around the map and spot. Alright, carriers in this game, the best thing that they can do is provide reconnaissance for the team. And my whole team is just spamming comms. You gotta love that. Everybody's just giving good lucks and everything, so that's great to see. Their spirit is in the right place. I just hope their mind is, right? But anyways, we're gonna fly out here. We're gonna just kind of fly through Charlie, or we're gonna fly through Bravo, maybe fly through Alpha, and just spot everything. Like I said, these carriers, any carrier, doesn't matter what it is, carriers in general, their #1 job is to spot, and of course, spot enemy destroyers. In this game, there's no destroyers, funny enough. So we're just going to come out here and spot everything else and see what we can go ahead and do. Looks like the enemy Langley, there also, you know, is an enemy Langley as well, so there's that. But if you guys look at the minimap, our planes are spotted. There is an Omaha right there, so there you go, 4 kilometers away. A Kaiser out there as well. Nikolai out here. See what we're doing? We're just spotting everything. We got a Kuma, a Dante Alahiri. Carriers planes are over there as well. We don't got to worry about fighters, thankfully, until Tier 5. Once you get to Tier 5, that's when you'll be able to drop fighters from your planes. So that's interesting, to say the least. Anyway, it looks like we got a Kuma here. We spotted most of the enemies, so we're gonna begin our attack on this Kuma that crashed into an island. Interesting, to say the least. Not the best drop in the world, but... oh, we actually got a Citadel with the HE dive bombers. Oh my god, and I said in the review portion that that is very hard to do. Well, I guess on a lightly armored target like a Kuma, it's not impossible. That Kuma just got absolutely wrecked, and down he goes, the Phoenix that is pushing into the cap all alone, very bold strategy, takes him down. I don't think that's a very good idea to rush into a cap like that. Now, if you look back on the minimap towards my carrier, there's an enemy squadron of planes that's keeping me spotted, which isn't ideal. Not very fun. But anyways, we're going to dive bomb on this Nikolai next. Sky Cancer inbound, good sir. Nikolai has pretty good deck armor and stuff, so that's something I'm a little worried about. Trying to hit him in the superstructure there, just like so. And looks like the Langley's last plane got shot down. He's dropping on an Agincourt and a Wyoming. Wyoming actually has good AA when it gets the hull upgrade, so that is something to watch out for sure. Julio Cesare's pushing into the cap. He should have no problem killing that Omaha over there, right? Oh yeah, he's absolutely just wrecking him, so good to see that. If you guys look at the minimap, of course, pretty much the whole entire enemy team on this side of the map is like all bundled up next to Bravo, so that is definitely something for sure. Definitely something for sure. Kuma is still alive. Phoenix is still alive, miraculously. I do not know how they're even still floating. And, oh, Phoenix got smacked around a little bit there. And we got this Nikolai charging into the cap, so we're going to begin to drop our torpedoes on him this time. He's going pretty slow, so right here should be good enough. And the torpedoes are going to hit him right in the front there, and amidships, just like so. And we got a flood as well. So there is that. We're going to fly away, though, and then we're going to realign our aircraft, and we're going to come in and do another strike on him. Phoenix is getting absolutely wrecked. He is on the island, and he just got torpedo bombed by the Langley, the enemy Langley, so that is something right there. For sure. But anyways, I'm going to see if I can't get a drop off here on this Nikolai again. If I can get a flood as well, that would be fantastic. So we're going to begin our drop. Send down to the floor here. Just like so. He's sitting still, so... Oh, and he just got absolutely smacked. And that should be a kill for us right there. Bonk and bonk. Down he goes. That is our first kill of the game on the enemy Nikolai. And now we're going to drop on this Ishizuki. Now our plane, one of our planes on the left there is almost dead, so... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get both of them. Nope, it just got shot down there. But I'm going to be able to get the last one. I'm going to aim it right about there. And it looks pretty decent. I might hit him on the back there. Oh, he's turning into it. And that was perfect. I'm going to hit him amidships there with another torpedo. And we're going to take off again and send some more torpedo bombers in there and see what we can go ahead and do. But yeah, anyway, we're up to 35,000 damage. And so far, so good, I would say. So we're just going to fly out here again, and we're going to just keep on dropping on these guys. Now, we got to be careful, too. You can use your waypoint system. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have my carrier go over to the left, just so you guys can see how that works. You just pick a square, and you just hold X on it, right? That's literally how you do it, okay? Pretty simple stuff. Anyway, we got a Dene here. We're going to begin our ascent with our torpedo bombers. And oh my god, never mind. He just got absolutely obliterated. So we're going to turn our torpedo bombers this way. And drop them here. I don't know if that's going to hit him, though. That Agincourt is going really slow. Yeah, it's going to unfortunately go right past his nose there. But we're going to be able to swing back around. Just like so. And get a cross torpedo strike in here. Not the best aiming in the world, but hey, it's an Agincourt. And it's a pretty big ship, and we hit him. Just no problem there at all. And once again, since the Agincourt has no AA, we're going to be able to get yet another strike in with our torpedo bombers. Just like so. And those are both going to hit, one amidships and one in the front there towards the nose. And yeah, that Agincourt is having maximum fun, that's for sure. Now we're going to take off with our dive bombers, because we still have a bunch of these guys left. We're going to go finish off that Agincourt if he's still alive, and then we'll start focusing down the Kaiser as well. So, anyway, yeah. This is carrier gameplay at its finest, though. You just come in with your planes, you drop bombs, you make people hate you, and that's literally what carriers do best. Tier 3, Tier 7, Tier 5, whatever the tier, doesn't matter. That's what carriers are designed to do. Come out, spot people, make them annoyed, make them annoyed, right? Anyway, Agincourt looks like he's healing a bit. We're going to come in here and make him cry even more. Sky Cancer inbound. And we got a fire just like that. We hit both of the bombs. One of those bombs did shatter, it looks like. And one of them did penetrate. He did damage control that fire, so we're going to see if we can't come in and get a permafire on him, maybe. He's also getting absolutely smacked around by our teammates. Those are going to hit center, and oh, down he goes. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And now we're going to come dive bomb this Kaiser. This Kaiser and this Dante Alahiri are the only two ships left on the enemy team. So we should have absolutely no problems cleaning these guys up. Alright, we're going to line them up, lead the bomb reticle just a little bit there. And we're going to drop right there, just like so. And yeah, 6,500 damage, no fire, but still pretty damn good damage. We're going to move our carrier right here on this island, on the map, as you guys can see, so we can get closer and we can get strikes off quicker to hopefully finish off this Kaiser. As you guys can see, my Langley's moving nice and slow at 18 knots. We already know how slow the Langley is, so it's going to take about 5 years to get to that island, but we'll get there if the game doesn't end before then. So, looks like this Kaiser is having a battle with our Kaiser, so a little bit of a 1v1, except not really a 1v1. We're coming in here and we're gonna drop on him and give our teammate a little bit extra help. Just a bit of extra support here, like we are supposed to do. Now, Kaiser's going pretty quick, so we're going to do a little bit more leading here, right about there. Should be perfect. And we're going to swing back around with our other torpedoes. Now, the Kaiser, for some reason, has his anti-aircraft turned off. Kaiser, I believe, does have AA, so I'm surprised he doesn't have any of those AA guns turned on. But nonetheless, we're not going to interrupt the enemy while they're making a mistake. We're going to keep taking full advantage of this. And we're going to get all of these torpedoes on target here. Just like so. Drop again, just like there. And then we're going to swing back around once again. And hopefully finish him off. That is if our Kaiser doesn't do that beforehand. Looks like this Kaiser is just kind of slowing down, stopping. So this should be a pretty easy torpedo strike. Just like so, and down he goes. Oh, the Kaiser got him. That's hilarious. So we didn't even get him there. Unfortunately, he got yoinked a little bit. But, I mean, hey, we were trying to yoink that as well. But anyways, yeah. Langley, not a bad game. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm a pretty good player, and I'm a pretty good carrier player, so I have no problem doing damage with these things. 77,000 damage, especially in a game where there's, like, tier 3s with barely any AA. You're going to have a good time, okay? So, yeah, 77,000 damage, 5 detection ribbons, 13 torpedo hits, 9 bomb hits, 2 incapacitations, 2 ships destroyed, 4 targets set on fire, 1 flood, 1 citadel, and 7 defense ribbons. And we were 4th on the leaderboard with 1,400 base XP and 128,000 credits earned. So there you go. Not a bad game in the Langley. And overall, that is my review of the Langley for 2024. Tomorrow we'll probably do a review of the tier 5 carrier and then a review of the tier 7 carrier, and then we'll move on to the American destroyers or something like that. I don't know. I just thought, you know, I would come on and do some reviews of older ships and whatnot, and, you know, just revisit some lines that not a lot of people cover. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy today's video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all watching, and have a fantastic rest of your weeks, everybody. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.